NFL, the first NFL start for one Shedeur Sanders. Not gonna lie to you, got got a whole TV to itself today. And frankly, I wasn't disappointed. I was actually entertained. In fact, when he threw the bomb, I jumped up out of my chair.
Shedeur Sanders didn't just debut against the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday. Night he detonated what might be the most anticipated and dissected rookie quarterback performance the league has seen in almost 30 years. Now the entire NFL world is staring at each other asking the same question: how did a fifth-round pick just do that?
Now, you told me before the game that you were going to show this fan base that you are who they've been looking for. How do you think you did that?
I think I showed a couple of great pieces. It's some things I wish, I could get back, but man, a win is crazy. It's amazing, off of 1 week of practice, 1 week of practice. So imagine, what a full offseason look like. It get dangerous, but it's just a 1 week of practice. So I'm just truly thankful, that everything happened.
A rookie quarterback isn't supposed to shift the entire atmosphere of a franchise, especially not a Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback. But that's exactly what happened when Shedeur Sanders stepped onto the field at Allegiant Stadium and did something no rookie QB has pulled off since 1996. He didn't just win his first NFL start, he owned it. The Browns stomped the Raiders 24-10, and in the process, Sanders made it clear to the entire league that whatever limits they thought he had were pure fiction.
The weapon formed against Shedeur was removed, okay? To the point where they literally had to play him because they had no other option, right? And they throw him in there this week to make his rookie NFL debut as a starter. It's his first time starting on an NFL field, y'all, with a team that they let him practice with starting last Wednesday. He had 3 or 4 days to practice with the starting unit. That's it, before he started on an NFL field. They set him up to fail. And God's timing is crazy because he wears number 12 and he made his debut start in week 12 of the NFL. Then before the game even starts, he tells the reporter lady, "I'm the one they've been waiting for." No, it wasn't a question mark at the end. That was a statement. I am the one they've been waiting for. Period, point blank. Let's go out there and play.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe. Shedeur Sanders to the channel. It helps more than you think. But here's the part that really matters. The part that has NFL executives flat out scrambling. Per league officials and Nielsen data, Shedeur Sanders' first professional start drew over 4.6 million live viewers across national broadcasts, local feeds, and digital platforms combined. That's not a preseason bump. That's not a Thursday night ratings trick. That's a regular season game between two struggling teams that no one was supposed to care about. And yet 4.6 million people stopped what they were doing just to watch him.
I was a 5th round pick. I got skipped by everybody at least 5 times. so it's not. It just come with the game. It is what it is. But I'm just thankful for where I am now. I don't. Everybody have their differences. But I still got an opportunity to play. So why can I be mad? Money different, but thankfully I have a good family. So it is what it is. We're not playing for that. We're playing for the love of the game. So I'm just thankful to be out here, have the opportunity, be able to go and play. Go out there and play. Go out there and start. Like, you don't know how surreal, that feeling is, knowing that you have the responsibility of the Browns organization on your shoulders,
That's more than some playoff games pull. It's more than most Monday Night Football matchups draw in an average season. Those are the kind of numbers you expect when two Super Bowl contenders collide in prime time, not when a 5th round rookie makes his first start against the Las Vegas Raiders in week 12 of a season where both teams are basically competing for better draft slots. None of this was supposed to happen. The script was already written. Shedeur Sanders sits, Dillon Gabriel leads, and the Browns continue their endless cycle of quarterback experiments and mid-tier chaos. But then Gabriel got hurt. Then the media pressure hit DEFCON 1. Then Kevin Stefanski made the decision that flipped the entire franchise upside down. He handed the keys to the 5th rounder. The kid who wasn't supposed to be ready. The kid nobody was supposed to believe in yet.
I asked a question to your father and followed up with you, and it went a little viral about feeling the pressure of having to perform at a different level. And you said it's been like that your entire life.
Does it change?
That's what I'm about to ask you. How'd you feel coming into, is it change at the pro level?
I'm not gonna lie, I felt very relaxed, and half of that comes from preparing, studying, and knowing I got God on my side. So throughout all that, I had no worries. I didn't feel nervous or anything before the game, because he took all my worries and everything away.
So what did Shedeur Sanders do? He walked into a franchise that hasn't had real quarterback stability in over 30 years. He walked into a fan base scarred by decades of false promises, emotional whiplash, and halftime heartbreak. He walked into a stadium full of 70,000 people who've heard "This is our year" more times than they've seen winning seasons, and he didn't flinch. He took control. That's what elite prospects do. That's what future stars look like. That's exactly what Shedeur Sanders is, and the performance. Pure precision. This wasn't some chaotic rookie roller coaster. This wasn't adrenaline-fueled backyard football. This was poised, calculated, professional execution, the kind you expect from someone who's already mastered the position. 11 completions on 20 attempts for 209 yards. A 55% completion rate that sounds modest until you remember first NFL start. Real NFL defense, bright lights, national pressure, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and a passer rating of 108.1. A number plenty of veterans never sniff across entire seasons, let alone in their debut. But
Shedeur Sanders, and you connect with Vaughn after scrambling out to your right, avoiding the blitz, and you throw that 52-yard touchdown pass. You throw the swing pass, and you get a 66-yard, another touchdown there as well. I give credit where credit is due to Sampson. It is. I give credit where credit is due, because obviously the first week was awful. 25% completion percentage last week when he came in. This week, 55% completion, 47 yards passing. This time, 2,209. A touchdown pass yesterday. Give credit where credit is due. It was really, really good to see him perform, for him to have the opportunity after a few days of practice, like he pointed out, to really, really showcase his skill. And then you look at him. He's bigger than Dylan Gabriel. He clearly has a better arm, can spread the field better, can throw the deep ball. Okay, so he showed you some of the things as to why we were talking about him coming out of Colorado before he fell to being a 5th-round pick.
But the box score doesn't even begin to capture the magnitude of what unfolded on that field. That 52-yard missile to Isaiah Bond? That wasn't just a completion, that was a moment. The kind of throw that makes an entire fan base sit up straight and wonder if they just witnessed the beginning of something real. A throw that announces, loud and clear, "This kid can play." And the perfectly timed screen to Dylan Sampson that turned into a 66-yard touchdown, that's not luck. That's not some fluky rookie highlight. That's a quarterback making the right read, trusting the design, and letting his speed guys go to work. That's how efficient offenses operate, even the interception. And this is the part that separates potential from greatness didn't shake him. Jeremy Chin snatched that ball clean. A textbook pick. The kind of mistake that derails most rookies, gets in their head, makes them timid or hesitant. Shedeur didn't blink. He came right back out and ran the offense like nothing happened. No panic, no shrinking, no retreat. Just the same calm, calculated command he'd shown from the opening drive. He treated the interception like a minor footnote, not a defining moment, because he knows he belongs. And on Sunday night, he showed everyone else that he does too.
He put it up, and I'm just like, oh God, who was I even going to? I wasn't even looking down there to CIB, and then, I'm just looking. I'm like, oh God, please. And he drops it in the bucket, and he reaches it out. I'm like, please, just don't fumble into the end zone. And I'm just like, wow, there's not many guys in the league that can make that throw. So that was a hell of a throw. I hope he can continue to grow and develop, for making plays like that, and he'll take it from there.
Social media didn't just react; it detonated. And for once, that's not exaggeration. The viewership numbers weren't just impressive. They were borderline historic for a matchup nobody was supposed to care about. Fans turned into full-time film analysts overnight, dissecting every throw, every read, every moment of hesitation or swagger from Shedeur Sanders. National analysts started rewriting their takes in real time. Because if a fifth-round rookie can command this much attention just by jogging onto the field, what does that say about the future of NFL star power? About what must-watch football really looks like? About how valuable a true draw at quarterback can be for an entire franchise? The viral numbers spread across social platforms like gasoline meeting a match. Shows that hadn't mentioned the Browns in months were suddenly leading with Shedeur highlights. Fans who normally couldn't spell Cleveland without autocorrect were tuning in because they'd heard the noise, seen the clips, and realized something rare was happening. And from that one game, one message echoed everywhere, loud, bold, undeniable.
Not like Kevin Stefanski hesitating, to say he'll be starting next week. You could have at least said that. It's ridiculous that he didn't say at least that much, even though we know he eventually will, because as I was watching T.O. this morning, he said it accurately. There's no way that you can get away with not starting the Shedeur Sanders. Cleveland will have, they'll have mutiny in that city if they don't put Shedeur Sanders back out there behind center this coming week.
Here's what the media reaction really reveals. All week long, Kevin Stefanski was holding his breath, praying he hadn't just lit the season on fire. The front office was bracing for disaster, wondering if this decision would be the one replayed during future Where It All Went Wrong documentaries. National analysts were waiting with folded arms to see if the Shedeur Sanders hype was real or just another overblown storyline riding social media momentum. And then Shedeur stepped onto the field and answered every question in one night, definitively, calmly, confidently, with a win. With poise, with a performance that didn't look like luck or adrenaline, it looked like someone who was built for this stage, who had already mastered the moment. Consider the context. The Cleveland Browns haven't seen a rookie quarterback win his first start since 1995, nearly 30 years of trials. Errors, busts, false saviors, and quarterback carousels spinning faster than any fan base could handle. 3 decades of searching for the guy. And somehow, the guy showed up in the 5th round. Not the 1st. Not the 2nd. Not the 3rd or 4th. The 5th, because everyone else was too busy obsessing over pedigree and draft slots to recognize raw, undeniable, ready-made talent staring them in the face.
I think he definitely gave them some hope. He gave them some life.
Yeah.
He definitely put some air in Myles Garrett and a bunch of those other guys, for sure.
You could tell what he did for the team.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at Myles Garrett, who been mad the whole season, right? Because they can't win.
Yeah.
Like, he was celebrating yesterday.
And he was excited.
Yeah, like, 3 sacks.
He was looking like, did this guy just throw that bomb on the run like that? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, I think in certain guys like that, man, a lot of these dudes, man, they good for the locker room too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not nearly as confident as him. Right. So a lot of people are feeding off of that, him. And it's kind of in return making them feel like
The win over Las Vegas wasn't just meaningful because it snapped a decades-long curse. It mattered because it rewrote the entire Cleveland Browns narrative in a single night. Suddenly, the Browns aren't the NFL's running joke. They aren't the franchise everyone mocks on Sundays. They're the team with the kid. The kid everyone wants to watch. The kid who just pulled nearly 5 million viewers for a game the league assumed no one would care about. From a business standpoint, this is a tectonic shift. The NFL didn't plan for Shedeur Sanders to become a ratings magnet. He was supposed to be a developmental project, someone you stash and mold. Instead, he's appointment television. He sells jerseys. He attracts sponsors. He brings in casual fans who haven't watched a Browns game in years and now suddenly care again. Up in a skybox at Allegiant Stadium, Deion Sanders watched the entire thing unfold. And he wasn't just looking at his son as a rookie quarterback. He was looking at him as a future face of a franchise, as a generational talent, as the kind of player teams spend a decade trying and failing to find. The DNA is there. The poise is there. The pressure management is there. Every trait you need in an elite quarterback is already baked into Shedeur Sanders.
The way Shedeur went about it, and I just think this was Shedeur naturally being Shedeur.
Come on now.
How confident he was. Him going out there and saying, with that chip on his shoulder, hey, all the rumors that y'all been saying about me not having first team reps and whatnot, he could have gone out there and played it the safe way. the way that we wanted him to play it earlier on in the season. But no, he said, hey, look, this is what it looks like after 1 week of practice. Imagine what it looks like with a whole off season. It gets dangerous. They haven't won a football game in a month. You know who ate that up? The entire locker room. The entire fan base. Whoa. They went crazy. Don't pause that, man. Come on. I'm just saying that, like, the fact that he had that level of confidence going out there in his first start, said what he said before the game, went out there, won the game, said what he said afterwards. I'm happy for Shedeur. I think this is a long time coming. That quarterback situation has been one of the worst handled things that I've ever seen.
The raw numbers might not jump off the page, but the circumstances make them extraordinary. This wasn't a flawless statistical outing. It was a flawless situational performance. 11 completions on 20 attempts in a game where the coaches purposely kept the playbook conservative? That's impressive. 209 yards in an offense designed to limit his burden and lean on the run game? That's efficient production. 1 touchdown and 1 interception in a rookie's first NFL start. That's perfectly normal. That's healthy. That's sustainable, but the viewership. The 4.6 million people who tuned in for a game that shouldn't have mattered, that's not normal. That's not routine. That's not a fluke of timing or curiosity. That's star power. That's cultural gravity. That's the kind of attention only a transcendent athlete generates. And it means this: a 5th-round rookie just became the most compelling storyline in the entire NFL.
He is who they've been looking for. Yep. For 50 years, who they've been looking for. They got it. He fell right into their lap in the 5th round. Maybe I'm not objective, maybe you can disqualify me, but I was so happy for that young man last night and for his father up in that box.
The Browns finally found what they've been hunting since returning in 1999. A true quarterback. A leader. A bona fide star, capable of carrying a franchise into the future. From the perfectly timed deep strike to Isaiah Bond that set up a touchdown, to the calm poise that even seasoned veterans struggle to maintain, to the way he shrugged off that interception like it never happened, Shedeur Sanders proved he was born for this stage. He didn't hesitate. He didn't crack. He took control. The streak is over. The curse is dead. Cleveland finally has its guy. And the NFL is watching, wide-eyed, waiting for what comes next. Because if a 5th-round rookie can pull in 4.6 million viewers in Week 12 against the Raiders, just imagine the numbers when the real stakes hit. Imagine Shedeur facing playoff contenders. Imagine the business explosion when this rookie becomes a household name nationwide. This isn't just a win, it's the beginning of a whole new era.
I'm Shedeur's biggest believer. I just believe with all my heart and soul that this young man was born and raised to lead an NFL franchise as the quarterback. I'm not saying he'll be the biggest star we've ever seen at quarterback. I just know he's going to win a whole lot of games if given the opportunity at quarterback in the National Football.
That's when the NFL establishment is going to truly grasp what just happened. That's when it will sink in that Shedeur Sanders isn't just a promising rookie. He's a franchise-altering force. He's the kind of player who can take a losing team and make it competitive. The kind of player who can turn a decade of futility into a legitimate playoff run. The kind of player who can make Cleveland relevant again. Finally, Shedeur did something no rookie quarterback has done in nearly 30 years. He won his first NFL start. He drew unprecedented viewership, and he did it while showing poise, composure, and confidence that aren't taught, they're innate. That's what separates the great from the merely good. Viewership records shattered. The curse lifted. Questions answered. The Browns finally have their guy. And now the entire NFL is scrambling to figure out what happens next. Because everything just changed. Everything.